There is something very interesting behind and around and within the political space, within the chaos and anarchy in Ghana. That thing is playing what funny things play. And a lot of people are not observing it. It's got to a certain level that our voices who are saying, be careful, beware, wake up. We are losing Ghana, the Ghanaian identity. The person that is called a Ghanaian, he's losing. And in place of that, other things are raising their head. You are not listening because most of this young generation don't know the difference between what is Ghana, the Republic of Ghana, and what is their native or tribal or ethnic groups. They don't know the difference. That is where the problem is coming from. And this mindset of confusion has also castigated into religious, Christian, and Islamic identity. So if the Ghanaian, instead of identifying himself as Ghanaian, first identify himself by his ethnic, native, or tribal groups, then the order going forward, you also have the Christians and the Muslims. Some few weeks ago, if you are aware, that the Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu, came announcing that in addition to the languages that the children at the basic level, 1 to 6 in public schools, the language, they already learned 3. They are learning Ga. They are learning Ewe. They are learning Fanti. They are learning Gwanja and Dagbani. These are the 6 as at now. But English will still continue to be the language of instruction in school. When Haruna Idrisu came saying this, we said, why? This is there already. He's now added Hausa and Adangbe. Then we ask ourselves, do these children, when they are growing, going to school, their mother cannot teach them at home their own language, that when they get into school, it will be full academic work, instructed by the language of English, for which English language is supposed to be the only language taught in school. When Haruna Idrisu said this, there were a set of people, and I don't want to mix my language. I don't want to mix my words at all. The Twi-speaking people. We noticed that the Twi-speaking people made some noise, but they kept quiet. They didn't make too much noise. Why? Because the other languages that people speak, that is ethno-tribal native languages, are not threat to the Twi-speaking people at all. There is no any other language that is threat to their language except one language, the English language. The English language is a big threat, and that is the language of the Constitution of Ghana. And these Twi-speaking people have been doing everything. Today, all public officials in Ghana, they speak Twi and giving instruction to a Ghanaian. How? In a country where the Constitution said education must be free and compulsory, and the basic is to the age of 16, 17 for every Ghanaian. It means every Ghanaian must be able to read, write, and speak the English language. That is what, because that's the language of the Constitution, it's the language of the law. And the law is employing people to teach them to go and enforce the law of the state of Ghana. In what language? The language of the law. But the Twi is becoming the language of the state. Much as we are making noise about this, and we couldn't hear others waking up, they are there. The girls are saying no. They want Obake, they want this, they want that. Everybody's making their noise. In fact, we even heard that girls are saying they want more Ghana teachers to be employed. Should the taxpayers' money be used to employ people to go and teach children tribal, native languages? How? Then when are these children going to learn the real thing they go to school to learn? There's so much for them to learn. We are in the age of AI. To make matters worse, Aruna Idrisu said this about 3 months ago. The noise was not as big because the threat, like I said, to the Twi-speaking people is the English language, which they call the language of the foreigner. It's not Ghanaian language. It's not their native language. But when you check, you see that they're only defending the Twi language, nothing more. And the English language is a threat to that language. Then, Aruna Idrisu came with another bigger bombshell. Maybe he couldn't get a good response for the first one. So he came that now Mandarin and Arabic language is going to be the language of instruction in school. Now the social media has gone mad. It's going to be added to the language the children will be learning in school, whether as an optional language or compulsory. And we also heard President John Dramani Mahama himself saying that 60,000 people have been employed as teachers to teach the Arabic language, well, or Islamic studies. So Islamic studies, like the Christian studies, they are more important than mathematics, physics, and chemistry, and biology that basic children must learn. And now, the Twi-speaking people have gone mad. Mandarin and Arabic language, stroke Islamic language, are going to be taught. But what is the concern here? When you go and check the Mandarin, people are arguing that the Chinese is now a popular language and so on. But do we really need this language? Everything the Chinese will bring to Ghana, they will have it in English language. Everything that Ghanaians will go and sell to the Chinese, we don't need to write it in the Chinese language, Mandarin. We write it in the English language. The British are selling to them. Americans are selling to them. They are written because officially Ghana as a state is an English-speaking country. We are talking about South Africa, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, all of them, except those who, like Egypt and so on, who have made the Arabic their official language. Now, this is where the interesting thing is. Why is the Arabic, and because you can't teach Arabic language without teaching Islam, and you can't teach Islam without teaching Arabic language. The two, they go together. I don't know the source of, because these days the AI is funny. Anybody can make up anything. But if it is true, the president, John Dramani Mahama, is confirming that we have 60,000 Arabic teachers, Islamic teachers to teach across Ghana, then we have a problem. If I have my way, both the Islamic and the Christian, we don't go to your parents should teach you their religion. That is their business. Your parents should teach you their language. And that is where I feel there is discrimination in Ghana. Why is the Islamic stroke Arabic language a problem to most of the Twi-speaking? You see, in Ghana, you have mainly Christians and Muslims beyond the tribe. The tribes are all the other tribes except the Fantis. They are small, the Gati, all of them are small. They don't have any serious population. The only one with serious population is the Twi. Because there were nations like the Achim, the Bunus, and so on, the Kwewu, that were conquered by the Ashanti Kingdom. And these nations were assimilated. And the lingua franca of the Ashanti Kingdom is Twi. That's all. They have their own language. When you go, you see their languages are different. You go there, they are all different. But like they have a lingua franca, like the British did. The Scottish, the Irish, the Welsh, they have their languages. But the lingua franca is what? Is English. For all of them. It's the same thing with what you had in the Ashanti Kingdom. Now Ghana is there. Again, back to the question, why are the three speakers being threatened by the Arabic language? The Christians are not a threat. Why? Because it's still the English. So they are fighting the English. A Christian in Ghana automatically use English language or his tribal language. So they are dealing with that. But the Arabic, as soon as you put Arabic down, you are bringing all the Muslims, because Muslims and Arabic, they go together. If you put all the Muslims in Ghana together as a group, even some Twi-speaking people will be part of the Muslim one and Arabic. So that language automatically is a threat. Serious threat to the Twi-speaking people. It's not a threat to the English. Because the English-speaking language, official language of Ghana, can withstand any language. The problem is that Twi wanted to replace the English. And they are fighting seriously. Arabic is a big threat to come, and it will be a problem. And when an Arab, somebody who uses Arabic language, is likely to be a Muslim, and somebody who is a Muslim, it's like double sword at the Christians and at the Twi speaking. This is what the Arabic and Islamic language is coming up out with. And these people are fighting over stupidity, all of them. This is why we say we have to focus. The Center for Realism, our focus is poverty is taking us to the unknown. The weakness of the state of Ghana is driving people away from focusing. We are fighting poverty. Remember to give us the like, the share. Center for Realism. Remember to also give us the follow or subscription. More importantly, remember to go to the comment section. Your agree, disagree, surely or sure, and amen, because you agree with us. Have a good day.